Hello, I'm Turkey Rice. I'm working on a Let's Play of Ogre Battle 64, and this is...
14. Realized right at the end of the last episode that the item we got from the previous chapter we've not equipped to anyone, so we're going to go through and make sure that we equip the Estoque. So, it is only a weapon for a rapier-based character, so that's only going to be Jackie at our point in the game. So, a 2% damage increase, we can see, not major, but anything is better than nothing. Starting off the first the first, I guess, episode of chapter 2. Get into some text for a quick little mission here. What's wrong? We don't have time to spare. Our scout was ambushed. By whom? Is it the Western Division? They're already here, this close to us? Actually, it doesn't seem like it's them, but they are hostile towards us for sure. Let's get started. Check out the map. The town of Baldera will be our headquarters for this operation down at the bottom. Destination Fort Tutha, a day northwest. Capture the fort. Easy. Our reconnaissance spotted huge troops on the other side of the river, but they're not expecting us. To cross the river, we must use one of the two bridges or send over air units. We're sure to be attacked once we're on the other side. They're not coming to us, so we have to go to them. Exact opposite of the last episode, or the last mission, which is pretty cool, because the last mission, you sat tight, had defense, let them come to you, picked them off. This one's a little bit of the opposite. They're sitting tight, you gotta go to them. Be careful, Magnus. Something I find really interesting in this game is doing some stuff like that. Previously playing like a Fire Emblem game, it's really up to the player to decide how to approach something, and sometimes it's trial and error to figure out whether or not some of the tactics is coming towards you, but it truly is helpful because sometimes there's hard breakpoints, like if this river here is actually a line that enemies won't aggress towards us until we pass it, you really can set up your defense and whatnot based on that. And when playing a game like Fire Emblem, if you haven't played it, it's definitely very necessary to follow that. So I've went over and I've double checked all of my units alignments, and it's kind of frustrating because we're in a spot where we just have very lawful or neutrally aligned characters. And so some of what we have going on here, who are we going to leave? I think we'll leave Shaquille. Maybe Dallas. No, I want to see Dallas. I want to see Dallas's worm and Jackie's dragon get moved up. And I feel like we're close to that. So I'll pull out Shaquille and leave him at the base. I totally forgot the little rant I was on before this. Oh well. We'll keep going. Did we get... Okay, we need Magnus to move. I'm going to send Magnus up north. I actually got an opportunity to play the start of this mission, and then I have a power strip under my desk in probably the worst location ever, because it's got a flip switch on it that I can easily press with my toe and just turn off my computer, which happened about 10 minutes into me recording the previous episode of this. Okay, so just magic units here. And then, oh, we can't see them yet. So that was frustrating, but I have taped the power switch down to hopefully prevent that from happening. But it was just an instance where I hit it hard enough that I turned it off. Okay, and that's a real easy group. I don't really care. Okay. This is what I did last time, and it worked out really well. I've been talking a little bit about character movement. Highly prefers these paths that they're on, and you have the opportunity to give them steps and intervals so that they can move directly to where you want them. So I want Magnus that way. And so we got a quick glimpse, there we go, of a new character. Very exciting. Bruce is a Black Knight, and so he looks rad. Really excited to actually get an opportunity to have some of these characters myself, but definitely a little bit fearful They're, I think, some of the first third-tier characters that we've ran into, or this is the first third-tier character we've ran into, meaning that if you put fighters, soldiers and fighters as the first tier, I guess you could even say fourth, soldiers and fighters on the first tier, then moving past that would be like berserkers like we have in the front of this party, and then the following step would be those damage dealers, or those black knights. And so we were looking at stuff and we don't have anybody that's quite like that, or quite ready for that, and so hopefully we're going to see an opportunity to have some of those units soon, but right now we just don't have anyone that's ready to do that. So this group's going to get just ripped apart by her. Our magic users in the back are just going to tank all the damage, and then our bruisers in the front are going to put down too much damage, which is good. We might see... Oh, sweet. That plasma ball got a double kill. Oh, the plasma ball can paralyze, too. I haven't seen that effect yet. It didn't matter for this fight, but that's a really good to know, is that it's got a paralyzed chance, which is going to make it especially effective against grouped up units. Ooh, a wild hawkman. I think we need another one of these, so we're going to try to recruit him. Random encounters sometimes happen. I'm going to let my mage hit him, and then I'm going to talk to him. There we go. Got a hawkman. That's cool. The problem with hawkmen currently is I would like to make a unit of only hawkmen alone, but the problem with that is hawkmen by themselves won't... Hawkmen by themselves can't lead a class, and so if I want a class of all flying units, like Hugo mentioned, having flying units that could take over the waters rather than going across the bridge, it would have been nice. So I'm hoping for an opportunity to get a hawkman, level him up enough that we can class change him, and then move forward with creating that flying unit. All right, let's see what we can pan out here. We've got Randolph. So Randolph has items. That's the first unit we've ran into that actually has items. Not too terrifying of a unit. So get Magnus to take care of Cheetah. So we do have enemy units across the river already heading towards our direction, and that's okay, but we're just going to need to make sure that we can get our units out of there in time. Revolutionary Army Soldier. I declare, in the name of those who strive for revolution, this revolution will fail if we do it your way. You get it? You're not wanted. Your presence is a burden. If you're so concerned about the revolution, you know what to do, right? Die for us, right here. So we saw a little bit of the new character at the end of the chapter in the last episode, Xvec, talking about some of the frustrations that the revolution is having, and so it's interesting to see a little bit more into that we're even to the point where we're fighting each other or fighting ourselves. So I wonder if at some point we will become our own army, our own force, enough so that we really do whatever we want. Because right now it's cool that we've become a power that controls the southern region. But it's an interesting idea that soon we might be separate from that and just be our own little army once we become big enough or strong enough. I think it's really understandable to take a revolution like this, and if you put it in power, have it realize that it can't manage the power that it's given, and because of that, fall apart. Hitting him backwards wasn't much of a, or hitting him forward or backwards wasn't much of a worry before, but we're in a good position to take care of him now, so. Yeah, I really did expect at the end of the last mission to have at least one character who was going to be in a position to class change, but we really have moved past all fighters and knights, and so, fighters and soldiers. So we're into this new class, this separate level of classes, We're seeing a lot of different characters, or a lot of different classes. We have a good spread of the male and female units, but we haven't had opportunities to branch even farther. So hopefully those will come out soon and we can get our own Black Knights or something comparable. Okay, I wanted to leave Magnus for just a second. I want to see how this guy gets bounced before we go chasing him down. Good hit right off the bat. Okay, we do have attack leader. Hopefully that unit got bounced back far enough that the AI for our sorceress in the back will attack the Phalanx unit. I doubt it. She'll probably, I would guess that she's going to hit the Amazon in the back. Yeah. So we should have the leader of this unit taken care of, which is good because this unit had presumably healing items in their inventory. Maybe they just gave them power fruit, so you can't really focus on this enemy getting fatigued. But if it was healing items, we could be caught in a pickle if we were expecting to have the leg up. Okay. So I'm gonna move Magnus right here. So they captured this stronghold, which is a bummer, but that's all right. Do we need anything? No. Okay, none of that's useful, which is fine. Let's get Dallas to chase this guy down. He's hurting, and so we'll be in a good position right where we're at. So yeah, so they are crossing the river for us. So that's not great, but okay. I'm gonna move Leah up to this river. So I expected to have to push through, but they're coming our way, so that's all right. I'm going to move Magnus a little farther away. I'm afraid this is going to be a bad decision. I don't want to get attacked in the back, is obviously my fear. And so, as long as we have an opportunity to switch it around. Okay, we want to... Oh, well, that's not the weakest. Okay. I expected them to attack the character front and center with the least amount of health, and probably the worst defense. But apparently the AI had other ideas. These alignment changes that we're seeing, I'm really just not noticing a big effect as far as the unit's overall alignments. I don't have any units that are starting to become negatively aligned. And the primary solution that we're going to have to that is eventually... my understanding is that the system itself is not... It's just not the best. I'm going to switch to leader because it doesn't matter. We're going to take them out no matter what. The system's not the best, and there is a series of items that will change each character's alignment specifically, either more chaotic or more lawful. And so I will be using those once we get the opportunity to. I don't want to try and manage our alignment. I think, looking into it, it doesn't look like it's a fun system. I understand like the view of wanting to play the game how it's intended, but it doesn't look like it's a good idea. And so I'd rather have fun with the game. And so I'm going to do that. And so that probably includes using the duplication glitch in this game to create items that we need, or to create duplicates of those items so we have an infinite number, because you really only end up with a couple of them, is my understanding. So once we do get those, we will dupe them to make sure that we can modify our classes to be what we wanted. Would have been nice to see this kill here on the mage, but I'm not too worried. I'm worried about Magnus. That's who I'm worried about. I'm going to send Doris and Jackie out this way. Oh, man. Sorry about that, guys. It's frustrating for me to do, and I'm sure for you guys to watch. Okay, send him back to the stronghold. And then I'm going to flip Magnus around in just a second. Okay. I'm going to give him that fruit as well. Here we go. To make sure that he's a little bit better prepared for this fight. So just turn him around, get him ready for it. And this fight's going to come through. And then have him take out or fight that Black Knight for the first conflict too. So they're in a pretty poor setup as is, which is good. This unit's not too fearful. I'm not too fearful of this unit. And that makes it even more comforting. She's taking a chunk of damage in the back. I forgot her name, but she'll be able to heal that all up. No, go for the leader, Magnus. Are you an idiot? Oh. No, you're not an idiot. That's my bad. I'm an idiot. Good. Okay, so we're bouncing him, which is a good start. When we're prepping for that Black Knight fight, which is definitely more fearful. We're definitely more fearful of that. Ooh. Magnus is gonna get a lot of attention. This unit just doesn't have the numbers. It feels so light on hits. They deal alright damage and they're tanky. But it's just not much you can do. Yeah. Some level ups here, which is good. We're gonna have to... That cleric won't get healed up, so we're gonna have to find an opportunity to heal her up by sending her back to the base. Okay. Okay. Alright. I feel good about that situation now. We'll see how it goes. I didn't realize the angle that Magnus was going to bounce at. I could have set it up a little better so Magnus would have bounced more appropriately. But it's difficult on the keyboard. It's one of those things that you can't 100% control. So it's no issue. Ooh, we found an item. A sword emblem. I don't know what that is. That may be a pretty good pickup. I'm pretty sure that the drop of items is randomized because the times that, like this, when I've had items drop, I've gotten different items or had an assortment of items drop. So there may be pools that you drop from, or maybe you always drop at certain ones, but it's definitely exciting. I'm happy to see that block. I'm not sure what to expect from this next fight. I'm hoping we don't have to run, but that may be a necessity. Because yeah, that's true. Thinking about Magnus's position, forcing him to run should bounce him directly backwards, and he could probably swap positions with Shaquille really easily, which might be a good strategy for us. So we'll see. We're gonna tank this Black Knight fight first. Okay, so we just did you saw the animation and the sound effect the wizard used a healing item of some sort on someone in his party. So we're on attack leader, which is good. 24 damage. That's pretty tanky. That's a pretty good amount. So I don't know if these Beastmasters will attack twice in the position they're in. If they don't, we're in a good position. Ooh. So they do attack twice. There we go. Nice, and we got the kill on him. So, a big kill on potentially one of the strongest enemy we fought yet, so that's good to see. So we did lose, which I'm actually not disappointed by at all. It's really a win in our book, because we get Magnus in a better position for us. Moving back. Prep these units for these fights. I sure would like you to go... Oh my gosh. No. Dio, go rest. Jackie. Okay, let's see. Sorry, guys. The controls are a little frustrating in this portion. I'm not too scared about that unit. But really, I just want to get Jackie to go directly this way first. But she's going to have to clash with this unit. Doris might end up just doing all the work on those 2 units, so hopefully she has enough health to take care of it. We've got healing items. We made it through maybe the last 2 chapters without using healing items. So we definitely hit a portion where we need to use a lot of healing items, and now we're doing a better job of protecting our forts and using them as like bases of operation to rotate units out of. And I feel like we're at a good selection of units because we're getting a good amount of heals in, or excuse me, a good amount of experience in while we have enough to rotate out different units and whatnot. Okay, so hopefully this guy gets... Yeah, I was hoping he'd get bounced back across the bridge because then we can send Doris towards them as well. And we got Shaquille that's ready to come out. Oh, it's good to notice that there's a witch's den in our home base. About ready to send Lolo and Leia to the next area. Them being in the back positions like this is definitely beneficial for us. Ooh, close to dead. This team is hitting hard. They're solid right now. We're moving through this level pretty quickly. It's been pretty much all fighting right off the bat. And it's going to continue to be a lot of fighting. Alright. Lowell. I feel like Lowell and Leia will be ready to move out. Doris is going to just rip these people apart one by one. It should be... so this Black Knight unit, not only was a Black Knight in there, and now they're backwards because we were able to take him out, but legitimately was one of the first units that actually had like a proper setup of units. 2 Doll Masters that get 2 attacks in the front and 2 Beast Masters who get 2 attacks in the second row. So he's actually maximizing the number of attacks he can get out. Definitely not great because there's just not units that deal damage, but... Or, excuse me, units that can take damage. Tank damage. But as far as move utilization goes, a Balder Axe. That's cool. Cool to see some different items. Okay, so Doris is going for it. That's about all you can say. I would have liked to heal. If we need to, we can have him take off. But I don't think it'll be an issue. Oh yeah, they're attacking straight back. I was gonna say if we got 2 magic attacks on our phalanx, we could be in a scary position, but it shouldn't be bad. Can they do 64? Not quite. It's ridiculous numbers already to be considering is can they hit for 64? So Dora's got all that experience, which is not the best. She's definitely in a good spot as far as damage and level. So we're going to probably cool it on using her as much. We don't need her to be that strong or that much stronger than anyone else. We want to make sure we're spreading out our experience. The heal seed. Well, that may be the end of really cool units, or of really cool items, but we definitely got a chunk of them. Okay. That's alright, Jackie. We got you in a good spot now. Chase him down. Okay, so I had these guys moving out, and I'm probably going to do the same strategy where I see if I can breach the river and then get units to come back this way. So we've got a first paladin. We haven't seen a paladin yet. So, ooh. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to see if he crosses the river and we can get an attacker to come out to fight Lowell, and we can pull him back into our base, then do a little bit spread out. I need to take Shaquille and change which direction he's going. I'd like to have him fighting with the rest of my units. Ooh, this might turn out bad. Yep. I am not going to stick around. Oh, no. Oh, okay, that's an interesting mechanic that I haven't realized. If you look up by my character's diagram in the top right corner, there's a yellow bar that's charging. That is restricting me from retreating from this fight. And now the retreat option was enabled, so now I can run. So good to know. You can't just get into a fight and run immediately. Well, we were talking about trying not to get any more experience for... Ooh! Jackie. Alright, we're good. Whew. Almost had a death, but no, not a big deal. Not a big deal now. Okay, I want Shaquille here. Okay. There we go, now we're doing good. I really like the look of the paladins in this game. Whatever type of helmet that they're wearing has got a really cool look to it. Oh, well, that was a bummer that we didn't kill him right there, but... We have an odd setup to be fighting a unit like this. Our orientation's weird. We'll get a bounce on him and we'll chase him down with another heal. There goes our streak of not using heal leaves. Thanks, Jackie. Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's see how Dallas is looking for his units, because he had some units that were not... let's do status. Had some units that were not in the best of health. Okay. He's good to take that first fight. And I'm going to send Leah this direction. So we'll see how this bounce goes, and then I need to probably set up camp for Leah and leave her off to the side. Decently strong unit. Don't necessarily think that I'll come up. There's a chance that we're going to get bounced. We might lose this fight. Which is actually not great for us whatsoever. Some blocks would be pretty beneficial for us here, but we're not seeing any. Let's see. Yeah, bummer. Right. Oh, bummer. I'm glad I switched up ninjas. They just aren't super high damage. The more I used them, they weren't tanky enough to take care of everything. Awesome! So we just got a blue dragon. We had been waiting and waiting and waiting for that. So I thought we were going to be seeing a blue dragon like 3 to 4 missions ago, or like 3 missions ago. And it's really cool to see that we finally got one. Let's check him out. So Proclus, which is a water element, became a blue dragon. He was a young dragon, so we switched to a blue dragon. We're seeing 23 damage, or 18 damage attacking twice. So let's see if we can... So he would get Breath of Cold in the back and a single bite in the second row. Okay. That's definitely cool to see. So, I'm not sure how this fight's going to work out. We might get bounced again. We probably will. But that's honestly not the worst for us because of the second unit right behind him. I'd rather us... Oh, we might need to run from this. I'd rather us deal damage here, get bounced. Oh no, we've got a cleric in this group. Whoops. I'd rather us deal damage here, get bounced, and then have our second unit come in, clean up a lot of the damage that we dealt out, and then let Dallas chase him down while we prepare for that paladin to come in. So we're hoping for a loss here. Good. It's better for us strategy-wise. Okay, good. And so he has some heal items, and we're going to heal up here. Heal up here. So shows a lot that our unit with the cleric is not healing enough right now. So getting attacked from the back is really, really crucial with this setup too. It's going to help us a lot. So we have their leader down as well, which is definitely going to cripple the unit as far as making it easier for us to follow up on him. I'm okay with all the damage being centralized there, because we should get a heal on her. So she can take whatever else we need. No more kills for them, but that's alright. It was a good fight. I'm just going to set both of them on camp. I need you to turn around. Oh. I haven't used this direction yet, but... Wow, that was fast. I didn't... He must have an advantage in the mountains. I think he does. Each character has a terrain type. And so based on the composition of your units, which he, the Beastmaster by he, is, I believe, a mountain movement type, and then having a Wyvern taking up 2 slots, which is a flying type, they should have really fast movement in mountains. So that's probably going to lend to us being able to chase down a lot of enemies in the mountains. Wow, we didn't kill him? I thought we would have finished him that time. Well, hopefully she doesn't get bounced too far. And she got bounced really far. Alright. Alright, Lowell. We're putting a lot of trust in you. I'm going to pop Shaquille and see if I can get him to follow up on Tina. I think it's time to break camp with Lisa. Let's use a Power Fruit. Make sure that she's ready to go. Oops. And I think having her fight Tina, well, she's just going into that area, is going to be fine as well. Okay, make sure we're on attack leader here. So we pretty much know we're not going to kill the leader, but the biggest thing is that we want to make sure that we can make it out in one piece. Which, that's a pretty big hit, which is good to see. Realizing the comp of this unit, there is a very low chance that we're going to win this fight, just based on numbers. Well, with those 2 units in the middle row, they might only attack 1 time. It'd be really beneficial for us in this position to attack, or to win. Because this has to be a second crit, yeah, for us to win that fight. I think for some reason I have this... Lowell was one of my first fencers, and I think I have a feeling that he's just really strong because of it, and he really is... Doesn't seem that high leveled, or he's just weak. And that may be the fencer class. But yeah, so that... Paladin got a 3rd attack, even in the 2nd row. So we're bouncing him. Very beneficial for us. Oh, that's a weird spot to find item. Okay, so we bounced him, and we're going to have to chase him down. It looks like he's probably going to get away from us, which puts us in a pretty poor position. Right there, I'm going to go ahead and stop it. End the episode. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you on the next one.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm aiming to put out a video at least once every other week, so check back for more content, as this is a long-term project, and I really appreciate the support and would love any feedback in the comments on what I can do better to make this a more enjoyable experience for you, as it's already an enjoyable experience for myself. Thank you.